Welcome back to Western New York Living. Do you have your TV turned up so loud right now that you're not the only one in the house that can enjoy it? Or do you often repeat these words, "I'm sorry, what did you say?" Now, I'm no doctor, but these are some signs that it may be time to have your hearing checked. And lucky enough, we do have a doctor with us this morning who can back up my claims here. Join us now from Diversified Hearing and Balance Centers is Dr. Salvatore Guardaria. Doctor, thanks for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, I mentioned the TV being turned up and asking people to repeat themselves. What are some other key signs people should take notice of that their hearing may be deteriorating, and how often should they have it checked?
Well, there's lots of things. I mean, and the biggest thing right now is that I think that many people, especially as we get older, sometimes appear confused rather than having a hearing problem. And that affects their whole life, the way their kids are treating them, the way their peers are treating them. And I think that what we really need to do is check people's hearing. We know that there is a link between cognition and hearing loss, and we really need to check that.
Well, let's talk about getting those checked and insurance coverage for hearing tests and hearing aids. It's a new year here, so I'm sure some benefits kick in for people, correct?
Yeah, and I think the benefits now for hearing testing and hearing aids are better than ever before. So what you'll see is that in January, some of the insurance companies have added a hearing aid benefit or an additional benefit, and that benefit is actually very substantial. One of the reasons, in fact, the biggest reason why people haven't purchased hearing aids in the past is because of cost. And now the cost can actually be reduced very much because the insurance gives you a benefit. And sometimes half price, sometimes even more than that.
And when we talk about hearing aids, you mentioned the cost, but let's talk about the technology too. Hearing aids today are not the hearing aids my grandfather wore, are they? These are pretty high tech and really small visibility, right?
Yeah, totally different from before. First of all, I should note that the biggest part of getting the appropriate hearing aid is getting the appropriate test. A test is just not for the purpose of giving somebody a hearing aid. It's for diagnosing what the hearing problem is. So in order to rehab that hearing problem, we need a good hearing test, and that is covered by most insurances as well, too. But as you mentioned, hearing aids today are so totally different. The second reason why people don't purchase hearing aids, the first one was cost. The second reason is because it makes them look a little older. They feel. Well, hearing aids today are completely invisible, so they don't have to have the stigma of that. But technology is so different. Your hearing aids can connect to your TV. They can connect to your cell phone. If you're in a meeting, they can hear what's going down at the other end of the table. In fact, so many people will say that they cannot live without their hearing aids anymore.
Yeah, it's like reading glasses for those as we age here.
Absolutely.
Your name is Diversified Hearing and Balance Centers. Let me ask you a quick final question here on balance. You can diagnose dizziness and balance problems too, correct?
Yeah. If you think about where your balance centers are located, they're located in your ears. That's where your balance centers are. And that was the reason why audiology, our profession, got into the dizziness and balance area. So yes, we diagnose balance problems, dizziness. We have a sister company called Greater Buffalo Centers for Dizziness and Balance that we work with, and we have the most high-tech diagnostic equipment available, and also treatment for those problems.
Yeah, it looks like you got everything covered there. Thanks so much, Doctor, at Diversified Hearing and Balance Centers. They're committed to improving their patients' lives. They have 10 offices across Western New York, and their dedicated, helpful staff can assist in any type of hearing problem you have. Give them a call at 871-9883 to set up an appointment, or go online to diversifiedhearing.com to find out more. Now, coming up next, Nakia Clark from Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center will be joining us to lend some insight into some useful resources available on the COVID-19 vaccinations as it becomes more available in our community. We'll be right back.
This segment of Western New York Living was sponsored by the following: